Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Sacramento Beer Show. My name is Jordan Steffen, and today I'm going to try some beer. So it's been quite some time, hasn't it? I can't remember the last time I've done one of these, so I feel a little rusty, but I think that's okay. I think we'll be able to do this. I was inspired tonight when I visited New Glory Brewery in Sacramento, and the guy behind the bar recognized me from these beer review shows. So shout out to him. Sorry I didn't get your name, but picked up a few cans from New Glory, and I'm gonna try that out. Part of their triple can release that they did yesterday. So, to those of you, if you're new to this channel, I do have another channel, my personal channel, where I do vlogs and product reviews and things. You can check that out in the description below. And also, if you're wondering where I got this Camp Monkey shirt, you can also check out the Camp Monkey video that I've also linked below. It's a really good time. So, that being said, let's get into it, shall we? So, today, as I mentioned, I'm going to do a New Glory brew. This has a killer retro video game graphics logo on it, and this is the Citra Trap IPA from New Glory. So this is an IPA. It's part of their Something Random series. Let's see what it says about it on the back. So, American IPA brewed with Citra, Simcoe, and Centennial hops, and fermented with our neutral ale yeast, packaged in its purest form, unfined and unfiltered for optimum experience. Drink fresh. So this is a 7.2% ABV IPA. When New Glory says it's fermented with their neutral ale yeast, that means West Coast style. When they say fermented with their expressive yeast, that means hazy New England style. So I'm expecting a West Coast style IPA right here. And Citra being one of my favorite hops, pretty excited. Also Simcoe, Centennial. So this should have some interesting depth to it as well. So let's crack into it, shall we? I'm gonna go ahead and pour this. It's pouring a nice pale straw color with about 2 fingers of sort of off-white head, and a nice sort of kind of haze to it. This wouldn't be a hazy beer by any means, but it's definitely not filtered or refined in any way to make it clear. So I really like that color. Just a nice light sort of pale color here. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a sniff. So I'm getting kind of classic Citra notes here. Nice grapefruit pith with a sort of dank, earthy thing underneath it, which, if I had to guess, would be the Simcoe. And then there's a kind of light malt backbone to this as well. It's not super present, but it is there, sort of this like crackery thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and taste this. And I'm gonna pour one for my wife so she can taste along. All right, cheers. Cheers. All right, let's go ahead and taste this. Super light, very crisp, sort of dry finish on this one. Drinks surprisingly light for 7.2%. This drink's very light. And then upon revisiting after the initial sip, you get more sort of like tangerine notes on the nose. Maybe a tiny bit of stone fruit as well. yeah, I mean, you're getting that sort of pale cracker-like malt in there for sure. A bit of like grapefruit zest, a little acid, and then finishing relatively quick and like bone dry. So this is like a Citra Trap, I think, as the name implies. It drinks super light and easy. Like, you could crush this. Doesn't have a big like body or like sweetness in the finish, and because of that, it makes you kind of really desire that next sip, because you're like, it's so fleeting that you want to go in for more. And normally you would consider like a short finish maybe like a negative, but in this case, it's so crisp and sort of palate cleansing. Like, you get your like citrus pith bitterness in there, you know. This is an IPA after all, but you're not lingering with that bitterness on the tongue, and just that drying really makes you want to have another sip. Now, New Glory doesn't give much information other than like the hops and the yeast used, so who knows if they're doing sort of like a brute IPA thing here. I mean, this is drinking surprisingly dry to me. Maybe a bit drier than an American IPA style would suggest. So I'm curious if they are using sort of that enzyme to dry it out, or if they just, you know, really nailed that fermentation and the initial gravity and all that, and got it like really, really bone dry that way. I'd be curious to know. Someone from New Glory out there is watching. Maybe comment below. Let me know any insight you may be able to provide. But yeah, Citra Trap. It's really nice, solid A beer. If I were to rate it, which I am going to right now, I would give it a 93. Just like a nice, solid A beer. It's not blowing me away, but it's also super, super drinkable and super refreshing. And in a world where almost all the IPAs are hazy these days, it's refreshing to find not only a West Coast that isn't hazy, at least not in the sense of the haze craze, but is sort of light and refreshing too, without being a session. You know, this is still 7.2. This is still, you know, squarely, you know, a solid IPA. So I really enjoy this. 93 points. New Glory Citra Trap IPA. Check it out. Cheers.